Hi fellas, nice back here again, and today we've got another inbox review, and so we've got something a little bit special. So today we're going to be taking a look at Eduard's Royal Class P-41E Warhawk. So it's a dual combo, okay? So within this kit you get, I think it's 12 marking options and a whole slew of resin. You get a picture, a really nice painting type picture, and you get a fridge magnet. Yeah, I know that's a little bit of a gimmick, but you know, nice to have anyway. So also this has been out a little while now. Okay, you can still get the Royal Class ones. In fact, we've still got a few, but they have fetched out a dual boxing version that doesn't come with all resin. It comes with about 10 options, and it has got obviously the mask for the canopies, and it's got some photo etch and stuff like that in. So the kit itself will basically be the same. It's on the resin that are the added on bits within this. So what we'll do, we'll get you over the overhead and we'll get cracking. So this is my first Royal Class kit. I don't tend to get these. I wait for the limited edition dual boxing because I think I prefer some of the artwork on there. Though this one, it fell into my lap and I thought, this is nice. Ooh, I like that resin. So I thought, yeah, I'm gonna have one of these. So normal Eduard booklet type instructions. We've got a little bit of write-up about the Warhawk here. Straight into the sprue map, as you can see. And you'll be getting 2 sets of all this. Okay, we'll only be having a look at one of them. All right. We've then got our resin PE parts, just up here, look. Okay. And then we're moving on to our photo etch and then our paint call outs down the bottom there in Mr. Colour, Aqueous and the actual Mr. Colour range. So without further ado, let's get cracking onto the actual kit itself. So with this, you've got 2 kits in there, so you can build 2 different markings. So you need to make sure you know which ones you're building. Okay, so you've got the plastic parts and then you've got the resin parts for the seat. And obviously with those resin parts, you've then got the photo etch seat belts, which then can go onto the plastic seats if that's what you want as well, which it'll show you down here. Though the resin parts might already have the seats, so I won't know until I actually have looked at it. I've not looked at this kit properly. So you've got the office going built here, and then down to the bottom we've got our control panel or dashboard, whatever you want to call it, getting built. You have a plastic part and you have the photo etch parts. You've then got the sidewalls getting built, little bits added onto, and then all the odds and sides going added to the cockpit to create the tub. For moving on to the nose, and you've got a resin insert that goes into the nose. We start looking at that chin radiator, the photo etch for the cowl flap at the rear of the chin radiator, and then going together where we then sandwich the 2 parts together. And again, you've got your colour call outs for the different marking options. Okay, and then you've got the actual parts going together, the resin insert, the plastic insert for the chin radiator, the exhausts going in there. So he says, no, the wheel wells are fitted with impregnated canvas tailor-shaped covers to protect the inside of the wing from dirt. It cannot be ruled out that some of the aircraft flew without them for some time. They were always also removed during maintenance. So they would have some covers on, some might not. So you might get wheel wells without the covers, without the canvas covers, and some with the canvas covers. And then another part down here where you have to cut off the gun barrels and drill them out. We then move to the wings, so under wing, higher wing, wheel wells getting sandwiched, gun barrels going in. Moving on to the tail sections going on. I don't know why it's got the picture down there, maybe just to show how the tail should line up. Then we've got the fuselage joining the wings. Some other little odds and sods getting added here and there. Moving on to the wheels, so you get the plastic wheels, you also get resin wheels with a really nice diamond tyre tread. We then move on to, I don't know what these parts are yet, but the wheels getting added to the actual aircraft. Let's see what those parts are. Still no idea. Let's just flip back. So M. They must be for the doors going on there for the actual undercarriage. That's all I can think they are, really. Yes, there they are. There's the parts. So those parts there for this little part of the undercarriage bays there. And you've got the main door going in there, tail wheel going on. The canopies, obviously you've got different canopies, windshields and stuff like that, which we'll have a look at when we have a look at the clear parts. The prop with this really pointed cone on there, which is why I love this aircraft, you know, just a pointed nose and the big chin radiator. And then we've got understores, so we've got bombs and we've got fuel tanks, different types. Before moving on to the kabuki masks for the actual canopy and the wheels, and then we move on to the actual markings. So we've got Captain Philip G. Cochran, CO 65, Pursuit Squadron 57, Pursuit Group, USA, Spring 1942. We've got Lieutenant Dallas, a Klinger of 16 Fighter Squadron, 23rd Fighter Group, Coahuila, January 1943. Lovely sharp mouth one there. Next up we have Colonel Robert L. Scott, CO 23rd Fighter Group, 14th Air Force, Burma, 1942. Again, another sharp mouth. It's got the Flying Tigers motif on there with the US Army underneath. We've then got Lieutenant John Landers, 9th Fighter Squadron, 49th Fighter Group, Darwin, Australia. Lieutenant Joseph Kezel, 17 PS Provisional, 4th CG, I don't know, Command Group, maybe, Java, February 1942. Then Second Lieutenant Clyde H. Barrett, Junior, 8th Fighter Squadron, 49th Fighter Group, Killer, New Guinea. We've got Fighter Squadron, 11th Fighter Squadron, 443rd Fighter Group, Atoll, Alaska, Aleut Islands, sorry if I butchered that, summer 1943. Squadron Leader Richard Cresswell, CO of the 7th Squadron, Royal Australian Air Force, Australia, 1942. WO2 RL McLeod, number 11, Fighter Squadron, Royal Canadian Air Force, Kodak Island, Alaska, 1943. And if you've ever watched any of my videos, you'll see I built one of these for the Canadian group build. Which one did I build? I can't remember which one I built, but I did build one of these for that. And then we move on to Squadron Leader Billet Drake, CO of number 112 Squadron, RAF, Egypt, 1942. I really like that one. Shark's mouth again. We've got Squadron Leader Robert H.M. Gibbs, number 3 Squadron, Royal Australian Air Force, Egypt, August 1942, September 1942. And I'm not even going to pronounce that. Major Peter A. Poreski, CO of 108 54th, I don't know what IAP stands for. The Soviet Union, September 1942. And then on the last page, we've got all our stencil information. So some lovely schemes in there. So let's get on to the plastic. As I said, there's 2 in these bags. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to only get 1 out at a time, so we can have a look at them, and then we'll move on to the next one. There we are. Okay. So parts we've got here. Okay, we have got the cockpit floor, cockpit walls, some of the roof of the actual undercarriage bay, props, wheels, and all that sort of stuff. So you can see some lovely detail on this sidewall here. Okay, on all 3 of them that are depicted here. And then we've got our undercarriage, it's not our undercarriage, our cockpit floor. And it's got some lovely raised rivets in there. Our control panel at the front, one with photo etch and one without. Some nice fabric detail on the tail wheel. Some really nice detail on the plastic parts of these undercarriage, so that's really nice. All the small parts that have been done are really finely done. A few more parts for the windscreen, not windscreen, dashboard. That's the first sprue. The next one we have is got a bag with 4 sprues in, 2 of each, so we'll get them both out so we can have a look at them. So we'll look at this one first. So this one's to do with some of the exhaust parts over here, some of the undercarriage parts, rocket tubes. Okay, so we've got our exhaust parts here. Unfortunately, they've not been drilled out or anything. It might be a little bit more awkward with these type here, but you should be able to drill out these ones over this side. The really fine parts are really fine, really nicely done. And we've got the other parts of the wheel wells. Again, some nice raised rivets on there. Nothing really tritone on that side. Next up, we have wings and tail sections. So as we know with Eduard, their detail is so fine, it's untrue. And this is exactly the same. We've got some lovely recessed detail along with some lovely raised detail above these panels here and round the wingtip there. Okay, the detail on the lower wings again is absolutely beautiful. It's really fine. Panel lines look absolutely spot on. Tails look great. We have the control surfaces. Again, we've got raised detail where it's needed, recessed detail where it's needed. Wow, this is really nice. Really nice. Next up, we have the fuselage parts. So we have the main fuselage, and again, the recessed detail on it is absolutely beautiful. Really top drawer. My camera's not going to pick this up, you know, but it's some of the best rivet detail I've ever seen. Really is absolutely fantastic detail. Even down to the raised rivets in where the pilot looks backwards over his shoulder so we can see if anybody's chasing him. Tail detail, again, absolutely fantastic. A little bit of flash on the prop, you can just see just there. It shouldn't be too much of problem getting rid of. Then the last bag of grey plastic. Okay, so in this bag we've got nose detail, we've got some of the belly detail, the fabric cover, okay, for the wheel wells, and that again is absolutely spot on. Look at that, really, really nice detail with the raised fabric detail, and then the raised detail for the rivets. We have a metal fuel tank here with raised rivets all the way down it on both parts. That's going to be probably a little bit of a pain actually to try and get rid of that and put it back on. We've got diamond threaded wheels, grills, machine guns drilled out, so that's excellent. Really, really nice detail. Then we've got clear parts. We've got 2 bags of clear parts. Okay, I'm assuming so they don't get scratched. So we'll have a look at one first. Okay, so this one. And, you know, I like the way some of these kit manufacturers now include the part actually, so it fits in part of the fuselage. So you haven't got to worry about that actually fitting correctly. So it just slots in. The frames, they're all frosted, so your paint, with being frosted, being textured, your paint will stick to that a lot better. Okay, but it's not on the inside, because some people do like to paint the inside of canopy masts. I haven't mastered that as yet. It's something I need to look at in the future, but again, lovely clear parts, absolutely spot on. So what else we got in there? So we've got some resin. So we'll take a look at this. We've got normal, what I would normally call cast resin, and we've got 3D printed lemon. So we'll just have a look at some of these wheels. As you can see, we have nice, lovely wheels there, weight on wheels. So we've got what type? So we've got 2 different types of tread. So we've got diamond and this brick type tread. Okay, other than that, the wheels look exactly the same. Okay, really, really nice. Let's put them over there. And then we've got our 3D printed parts. Okay, so for the 3D printed parts, we have those inserts for the exhaust, 2 cockpit seats. Okay, so we've got 2 different types, complete with harnesses. So they look really, really nice once painted up. We've got our exhaust, and you can see with these exhausts, they are actually drilled out. So they're absolutely top drawer. They are really, really nice. And then we have our wheel spokes for our wheels. The thing is though, they're going to get covered up by some of the photo etch, because on a lot of these aircraft they had like wheel hubs that went on there. So yeah, I'll just put them out of the way, don't want to get them damaged. We also get some bungs. So these are for your wheel wells. So you can cover up your wheel wells once they are all painted and what have you, and don't have to worry about masking them. A nice little touch. Maybe a little bit gimmicky, but a nice touch nonetheless. We've then got the photo etch. So photo etch, okay, 2 lots. All right, for the aircraft instrument panels. We've got some seat harness if you're using the plastic one. We've got the cowling flap for both aircraft. So, oh, that's nice. So you've got two different types of seatbelt on here, unless they laminate together, but I don't think they do. Oh, wait a minute, no. Oh, I know what they are. Yes. So one goes around the back and one goes around the front type thing. So yes, they are laminated together. We've got the lapping harnesses, all that sort of stuff there. So really nice. We've got the decals. So the decals are by Eduard. I've not had a look at any Eduard decals since the D-Day boxing of the P-41. So we'll just get the big sheet out. I have to be careful because I don't want to damage them. Put it back over there for a minute. Okay, so we have 3, 4, 5 sheets. So we've got this little one, okay, with some markings on there. We've got these ones which have the stenciled data on. We've then got the let me turn them around so you can see them. We've got the actual like nose markings and all that sort of stuff, so the nose art, and then we've got the actual roundels and all that sort of stuff on there. So let's have a look. So these are the new Eduard type. I'm not using them a great deal. I've not really built an Eduard kit for since the Zero, and I didn't really use a lot of them on there. On the roundels themselves, they are a lot closer to the edge, so I think you'd be able to get away more with these now as just normal decals if you wanted to peel them off. This side where we've got our numbers and what have you, the carrier film's still quite big, so it'd still be a case of if you dare peel them off, if that makes sense. But some nice markings nonetheless. They all look absolutely spot on in colour and register. Really, really solid colours by the looks of it. I'm not sure about this bit here with the, most good modelers should be able to paint that extra bit on there. Okay, unless they've given the option, so you can use either or. Okay. But no, they look really nice. Then we have our mask sets. I'm not going to get these actually, not really see them. So a mask set for wheels and canopy. Okay. Our, magnet. Okay, a skeeter, as you can see just there with the, well, it's like the Golden Eagle. Okay. Oh, is it the Golden Eagle? It might not be the Golden Eagle. Okay, anyway, it's from Darwin, Australia. And last but not least, we get this lovely box art type work, okay, of Flossie. Really nice fit card. Okay, it looks absolutely stunning. Now I can see that finding its way onto my wall. I'm actually running out of space, so I'm going to have to figure out how to get this put into a frame and get it mounted, I think. So, that's Eduard's absolutely stunning, I do mean stunning, P-40E. I think this is the best they've done so far. And they've done some really cracking kits. And I've seen some of their kits and I just think it's absolutely beautifully done. Really fine detail. Once you've painted it and put a wash and all that sort of stuff, that's gonna pop, really pop. Yeah, it's really stunning, really nice. And I can't wait to build it, though I'm gonna have to, because I've got other things on the go. I can't really start this yet, not when I've got a few others on the go. But other than that, yeah, it's an absolutely stunning kit. Okay, if you can't get this one, not to worry, you'll be able to get the dual boxing, the dual combo, and I'm pretty sure they'll be fetching a trophy pack, and then they'll fetch out a weekend edition as well. Have no fear of that. Okay, and I do believe they're going to be fetching out like the ends and all that sort of stuff, you know, the later marks, and also the earlier marks. So we'll be getting you know, a Kitty Hawk and stuff like that, which, you know, it's going to be great. You know, a Kitty Hawk looking like this. You know, the Airfix one's absolutely superb, but this one will just blow it out of the water. Anyway, that's enough for me waffling. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.